Hello Primary 5, welcome to my channel. I am Sarah and today we're going to talk about parts of a plant. If you remember the plant's part, the roots, the stem, the leaves, flower, and fruit. Super. So first part of the plant is the roots. The function of the roots. Number one, the roots fix or anchor the plant in the soil. The roots fix or anchor the plant in the soil. Number two, the roots draw or absorb the water and nutrients from the soil. Roots have something called roots hair, and the roots hair is a hair-like features which increase the amount of absorbed water and nutrients that the plants need. The second part of the plant is the stem. The function of the stem, number one, the stem transports the water and nutrients from the roots to the rest of the plants through the xylem. I said before that the xylem found in the stem. And the function of the xylem is to transport the water and nutrients from the root to the rest of the plants or the leaves. Second function of the stem is that the stem supports the flowers and the leaves of the plants. So the stem supports the leaves and the flower of the plants against wind and against rains. Super. We have types of stem. First type of stem is the wood stem. The wood stem like tree trunk and shrub. The second type of the stem is the upright stem. Upright stem like most flowers. This is upright stem. The third type of the stem is the climb stem, and the climb stem like vines and grapes. As you can see, the climb stem. Climb stem. So we have some stems that extend under the ground or above and along the ground. The underground extended stem like the tuber stem like potato plants. So the underground tuber stem or the underground tuber extended stem like potato plants. And the other one, the above and along the ground extended stem like the running stem. The running stem, running above and along the ground, as you can see. The third part of the plant is the leaves, and the function of the leaves to make the plant's food, the sugar, through the photosynthesis process. How to make the sugar or to make the food of the plants? The leaves need water, sunlight, carbon dioxide. Water, sunlight, carbon dioxide. The leaves contain a substance that's called chlorophyll. The chlorophyll gives the leaves the green color. So why the leaves are green? Due to the presence of the chlorophyll substance. The chlorophyll captures the energy from the sunlight. So how the leaves capture the sunlight? Through the chlorophyll substance. Super. We have types of leaves like the stems. There are two kinds of leaves. Number one, the narrow leaves like needles, like the pine tree leaves. This is a narrow leaves like needles. And the second type is the flat wide leaves. Flat wide leaves. Can you remember the photosynthesis process? In the photosynthesis process, the water and nutrients move through the roots to the stem, through the xylem to the leaf. So water and nutrients move to the leaves through the xylem. Then the chlorophyll that found in the leaves capture the sunlight and the air enter the leaves through stomata. Super, which allows the leaves to make their own food and nutrients. So water and nutrients move to the leaves through the xylem that found in the stem. And then the chlorophyll in the leaves captures the sunlight and the air enters the leaves through the stomata, which allows the leaves to make their own food and nutrients. So What are the plant's nutrients that the plants produce through the photosynthesis process and the plants need to live? The nutrients are sugars, starches, fats, and proteins. So not only the photosynthesis process produces sugar, but also produces starches, fats, and proteins. Also, photosynthesis process produces oxygen gas that we breathe. So, photosynthesis process produces oxygen gas that human and animal need. Those food materials transport downward from the leaves to the other parts of the plant through tubes called phloem. If you look at the picture, this is the stem, and inside the stem you can see a red tube. This red tube is the xylem, and the xylem transports the water and nutrients from the roots to the leaves upward. And you can see two yellow tubes. The two yellow tubes are the phloem, and the phloem transport the food materials from the leaves to the rest of the plant downward. So the phloem downward and the xylem upward. So phloem are tubes that transport the food material downward from the leaves after photosynthesis process is completed to the other parts of the plant. So phloem downward and xylem upward. What will happen if there are no plants on Earth? It is impossible to live without plants. Why? As plants produce oxygen gas during the photosynthesis process, and we need this oxygen to breathe. We can't live without breathing oxygen, so it is impossible to live without plants as plants produce oxygen gas during the photosynthesis process that people and animals need. Now we're gonna watch a video for how the xylem work and how the nutrients in the water transport from the roots to the rest of the plant upward. So to do this experiment, we need celery stalk and glass of water and food coloring, the blue color, and scissor. First, put some water in the glass and then add few drops of the food coloring to the water glass. Then use the scissors to cut off about 2 cm of the celery stalk bottom, about 2 cm, and then place it into the water glass with the food coloring. Then leave the celery stalk into the water glass until the next day. And then cut across the celery stalk about 5 cm up from the bottom and observe the xylem vessels inside the stalk. The color of the xylem turns into the same color of the water in the glass. As you can see, this is the xylems, the tubes or the vessels of the stem, which called xylem. The xylem turned to the same color of the water in the glass. Also, the leaves color turns into the same color of the water in the glass. So our conclusion will be that water is transported through the xylem in the stem and moves to the leaves through the smaller xylem vessel that connects the stem with the leaves. What happens in the photosynthesis process? Can you tell me? Super. So, water and nutrients move to the leaves through the xylem. Then the chlorophyll in the leaves captures the sunlight and the air enters the leaves through the stomata opening or pores, which allows the leaves to make their own food and nutrients and release oxygen gas. So what is the phloem? Can you tell me? Super! So phloem, they are tubes that transport the food materials downward from the leaves after the photosynthesis process is completed to the other parts of the plant. Super! This was our lesson for today. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Goodbye.